Cars and movement are actually crazy this season, so I decided to test the capabilities of all the movement items and to find out, can you actually cross the map faster with movement items than you can by driving? Here's what happened. With a combination of shockwaves, fists, and the guitar, I traveled 615 meters in a recent short. I was told I could do better, and I agreed. Here is my next attempt. I shockwaved off of Olympus, only this time I made sure I snuck in an extra air punch with the Nitro Fists. The combination of all these movement items is actually insane. My final distance on this world record Chapter 5 movement attempt was 668 meters. Tag me in a video breaking my record, and I will promote you during my next live stream. This crazy movement had me wondering if I could travel even further with the guitar using Flowberry Fizz or the Nitro effect. I rode the Lightning with no effects, the Flowberry Fizz effect, and the Nitro effect. What I found is that all these attempts were within a few meters of each other, indicating that these movement enhancement effects don't actually affect the guitar's movement potential. Just for reference, if you do this same test with the Nitro Fists, you will travel approximately 20% further with the Flowberry effect. However, again, the Nitro effect does not affect your distance traveled through the air, even though it does affect how fast you run and jump. So now the only question remaining for me is whether I can actually cross the entire map faster using a combination of movement items, or whether it is faster to drive across the map. Movement has clearly become a staple of Fortnite. Whether it is the Flowberry Fizz shockwave combination, the Nitro Fists, riding the Lightning, or the hundreds of cars on the map, it is clear the developers don't want to see us walking. Ironically though, it does feel like games now take longer than ever. I remember when I first started playing Fortnite, a full match, including a victory royale, took around 18 minutes. Now it is at least 30% longer, with most of my first place finishes taking around 24 minutes or even longer. Regardless, movement is crazy and it almost feels like we can cross the whole map on foot faster than we can in a car. Let's see if that's the case. With only a couple cycles of fizz, shocks, fists, and the guitar, I had already traveled over 600 meters of the 2,500 meter journey. While waiting for the cooldowns for the fists and the guitar, I continuously doused myself with nitro splashes to ensure I would be at a constant sprint and immune to fall damage. I continued fizzing, fisting, and riding the Lightning all the way across the map and managed to complete the full 2,500 meters in less than 3 minutes. Given this speed and distance, my average ground speed was an astounding 31.5 miles per hour on foot. The fastest man alive, Usain Bolt, was clocked at less than 28 miles per hour over a much shorter distance. Our character's endurance and speed, when aided by performance-enhancing effects and movement items, is truly incredible. But are these items enough to beat the time it takes to drive across the map? I acquired a car and brought it back to the same starting position that I have always used for my map crossing challenges. I set out towards the Tikis just northwest of Rebel's Roost. The cars in Season 3 are so crazy that rather than boosting away all your fuel like in previous seasons, boosting actually uses zero fuel. So the most efficient method of driving the cars is literally boosting as much and as often as you can. These cars have truly been a menace this entire season, and maybe, just maybe, allowing the cars to run out of gas might have been the only real nerf the cars needed, especially when there are filling stations littered all across the map. But Epic in all their wisdom have elected different approaches, and what can we do except adapt? Less than 2 minutes in and I was already into the woods surrounding Rebel's Roost. I did notice that trying to drive through the woods definitely caused some issues due to all the trees in my way. I would need to retry this attempt with off-road tires and the cowcatcher bumper. When I finally navigated through the woods and reached the tiki heads, the total time was 2:22. Driving across the map is definitely faster than using the movement items, but by a mere 30 seconds. I knew that using the cowcatcher and the off-road tires would almost certainly lead to a faster crossing, so I reset and did the challenge again with a fully modded car. This time, instead of negotiating around all the trees in the woods, I just drove through them. My hunch was correct, and I shaved another 14 seconds off my crossing just by using the off-road tires and the cowcatcher. Let me know in the comments what Fortnite item or mechanic you would like to see tested next. Subscribe.